What happens when you build a tiny flying ecosystem and try to release every single pterosaur? Will they let you make a 5-star park? Will they cause utter and absolute chaos? Or will they form unexpected friendships in their complex little world? To find out, we start our journey with this rundown park. So we're coming into this park, don't really even have any guests. We have one small aviary, but it only has 2 guys, and they don't look very comfortable. Oh no, one escaped? You better not eat anyone. We're gonna need to build a response facility to try to get him in. Oh no, what are you doing? Don't you dare get a guest. Oh, got a worker. Oh, the other one also broke out? You're hunting prey as well? Oh no, let's see if we can go take him down. Oh, we got one of them. But before we transport them back in, we're gonna need to make them a little bit more happy with their habitat. So in this park, I'm going to be using only a single enclosure. The goal is to use the least number of aviaries possible, and I'm going to be putting all of the difficulty settings on Jurassic mode, and I want to know if it's even possible to reach 5 stars and have every single type of pterosaur live happily together in the same ecosystem. How many aviaries am I gonna need? Can I satisfy all my guests? And will the pterosaurs live in peace or go to war? Can I make them 100% comfortable? They're gonna need some fish, some water, some open space. And we're gonna be turning this environment right here into a misty marshland. So in order to do that, we're gonna start with some water the whole way through. And any good marshland is going to have some ground cover going along the sides. And we're going to actually leave the dirt so it looks a little bit more marshy. We need some of this ground leaf, get a little bit of those shrubs. They need some fish, so we're going to need to remember to give them some of their fish. Here we go. And last but not least, I want to add some trees, like some marshy trees. This is Havren. He's a little green troublemaker. He's also one of the members in my Discord. He's eaten 2 people already, so we're not off to a great start with him, but let's get the move back in. Havren is back into his home. Let's see if he likes it. He likes some marsh, apparently. He's drinking some water. He doesn't quite have enough open space, but what are you gonna expect from a small little aviary? And we have his buddy back in here. They're fighting, but they're just kind of playing together. And with the smallest flying ecosystem getting off to such a rough start, I started to wonder if this challenge would even be possible. Would it? Alright, and in order to try to find some friends for this guy, we're gonna need to introduce another species. Let's try the Tapehara. And let's release them. Here come the Tapehara. Oh, this guy looks cool. This red one, this guy is Cinder. He's a guy who watches my YouTube videos, and he asked to be a dinosaur. I don't think he expected, but he gets to be a pterosaur, not a dinosaur. Yeah, he's just a happy little guy and wants to be friends with everyone. They need some forest. We're gonna be needing to make a new environment for them. We're gonna add one more aviary so we can try to keep it small and see if we can make another enclosure for these guys. Let's go ahead, add an enclosure. Oh, there we go. We're going to have a new environment over here, and this is going to be the jungle canopy. We're going to need to add some forest. I want to add a little bit of water in the middle. We're going to need definitely a bunch of pretty dense foliage. By adding a lot of trees close together, these big jungle trees, we can mimic that effect. The reason that we need to build this is because every environment has a carrying capacity, and it's going to need some of these taller trees as well. Think about forests where one species takes over and throws off the balance. And now we need some bushes in here. We've reached carrying capacity in this ecosystem, so we're expanding it. I think some of these Mediterranean little yellow bushes can do well, especially in the water. And it wouldn't be a jungle without some rocks, so we're just going to add the small tropical rocks. The Tapeharas are loving it. The thick jungle canopy. There's one in there. We can't even see him, but yeah, here he is. He's really enjoying it. I will say it is difficult to get in there. So if some of our Tapeharas decide to hide in there, we're not really going to be able to find them. Hopefully, they'll get along with the Merodactylus, because sometimes the game says that the dinosaurs will get along, but they don't. And other times it says they won't get along, but they do. So today we're on a quest to figure out which pterosaur species become best friends and which are mortal enemies. And after the challenge is finished, we're gonna make each of them a custom environment so that the friends can live happily together as long as they can survive until then. Let's see what Havren's up to. He is exploring the jungle, actually. Oh, you can't even see him. and Cinder is sleeping above the spot where the guests like to view them from. Everything has gone relatively well since that unfortunate breakout, but we're only through 2 out of 12 of the pterosaurs. Am I gonna be able to create a 5-star park with the smallest aviary possible? How many aviaries is it going to take in the end? And which pterosaur species are going to be friends or foes? And now we're going to be introducing the Tropiognathus. This guy doesn't like the Tapehara, but like I said before, we're not really sure about this, so we're just going to see what happens. And this guy needs forest, open space, and water, but mostly open space. So we're going to be building yet another environment. We're going to be building it right over here. Since the Tropiognathus needs some forest, but also some open space, we're going to be building them a bit of an oasis. So we're going to start with a sand texture, and we want to be able to make sure that we can give them their own water. So let's go ahead, put fish there, and take out all the extra water that this doesn't need. Alright, perfect. Now we're gonna need some desert rocks in here. Put some rocks next to the fish feeder so they can sit and feed. And this is really gonna give it that genuine desert feel. Most deserts have rocks in the middle. Finally, we're gonna have to add some forest, but we're not gonna do the regular tropical forest because it's adding grass and that just doesn't fit. Instead, we're gonna be doing this like palm tree kind of forest. Last but not least, we're going to add a couple of cactuses leading into the area. We're going to add some of these little prickly pear bushes all around. No, these are the prickly pear cactuses. The other ones are like barrel cactuses. I'm not even sure what those are. Some of the other pterosaurs are coming in, including a Tapehara, so it might get tense. Let's release this Tropiognathus and see if they go over to inhabit their new territory. Ooh. This guy looks fierce. Now, this is Scourge. He's not necessarily the kindest. Hopefully, he's just gonna go over to his desert territory and live happily over there. Oh, what? Are you kidding? He just attacked a Tapehara. What's going on here? Why are you going over to where the Tapehara are? For right now, you're just sitting next to them, okay? Wait. Oh, no. Who killed him? Scourge's brother killed a Tapehara. So it looks like there are gonna be some feuds between these two. I wonder if this ecosystem is doomed to have only one or the other. Now, don't you dare go after Cinder, Scourge. Just head over to your desert. No, don't you dare. I thought he was gonna go for Cinder. Oh wait, here we go. He's just relaxing for now. That's good. This guy needs a bunch of sand, so if I had to guess, he's gonna mostly go hang out at the desert. And we're actually only gonna grab 4 of him, I think. We don't need all 6. Let's go check in on Havren. You haven't done much ever since you escaped at the very beginning. I thought you were a troublemaker, but you might turn out to be pretty peaceful. Alright, and we've got the Dimorphodons, so let's release them. Whoa, these guys are cool. I love these little guys. They look like flying lizards. We have one that likes the jungle. Interesting. Where is he? There he is. He's just chilling in here. Looks kind of like a T-Rex with wings. Oh no, there's a Tapehara and a Tropiognathus fighting. Oh, this is not good. I can't tell. Where? Wait, did you already kill him? No, I can't get to you. Wait, Scourge is fighting someone now? Who are you fighting? You're fighting another Tapehara? Oh no, that's 3 down. You guys seem to be hunting them into extinction. Another one. The Tropiognathus will not stop. Now there are only 2 Tapehara left. There's Cinder, our cute little fiery boy, and his one brother, Tapehara 7, who's over in the desert. I was about to say we need to go through and see how everyone's getting along. It appears that Havren is getting along with everyone pretty well. The Merodactylus and Tropiognathus seem to be pretty similar, and they're enjoying each other's company, and same with the Dimorphodons. Seems like the Dimorphodons are friends with everyone else. Cohabitation is kind of high for the Dimorphodons. But for someone like this Merodactylus, cohabitation's already an issue. The Tapehara, the cohabitation is way too high. And the fact that this cohabitation is getting so high is an indicator that we may be reaching the carrying capacity of this environment, and it's running out of resources, like we talked about earlier. So as we release one more species here, we need to watch all of them very carefully. And we're gonna release this guy, the Dizongoripterus. I don't know how to say his name, but that's okay. And here they come. Oh, that's kind of cool. They kind of just ran out. And this is Goober. He's a little bit of a silly boy, as you can see from his complexion. He's enjoying everything. He's got his sand. Cohabitation's a little bit too high, but other than that, he's doing pretty well. I think that they're just enjoying this little cove over here. And it looks like Scourge is pretty good friends with Havrin. Once we end up putting everybody in their own enclosures, these guys are definitely going to be together. We're almost halfway through releasing all of the species that we need, but we don't even have 1 star yet, and some of our friends have been brutally taken out. This makes me wonder how many other species are going to fight, and if it's even actually possible to reach 5 stars. We're currently using 4 aviaries, but with cohabitation discomfort rising, we're gonna need to add another one soon. How small can we keep this aviary? I do want to see if we can keep different flyers on different sides of the aviary. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be building another 2 sections of the aviary up here with a new hatchery. While it's still one connected ecosystem, if we release pterosaurs over here, we're gonna hope that they don't want to travel the whole way down there and get mixed up in the cohabitation over in this area. No! Cinder! Cinder, no! Is this the end of the road for Cinder? Is Scourge's brother gonna take him out? No, he's barely alive. He has 9 health. He's being targeted. Looks like you're sleeping now. That's good. Regain some of that health. But up here at the second aviary, we're going to be releasing a new guy, and it's this cute little guy, and I can't pronounce his name, so I'm just going to call him the jalapeno. And he happens to need sand, water, and insects, so we're going to be making him a special environment. We're going to start with a sand base. Cinder, still healing, that's good. This is gonna be a shipwreck cove. We're gonna start with, I wish we could use some of these, but we can't, so we're gonna have to use some of these style. We're gonna basically create something that looks like a shipwreck. And now we need insectivore, so this is gonna spit out some bugs, I guess. For those guys to eat. And since it's a cove, that means this all needs to be like in water or surrounded by water. No! Scourge and Cinder? Cinder, where are you? Wait. Oh no. No. Our last Tapahara and our first one, Cinder, died in a fight with Scourge. I guess the Tapaharas are extinct from our environment. Let's get back to this cove. We need to add a bunch of water. Since it is a cove, it's going to be mostly water. Obviously in the water we need like some rocks, mostly little rocks. And then over here I want to do some trees. So let's grab some medium trees since it is a cove. And we're going to put them all around here. And now we have an effective shipwreck cove for all of our little cat flyer guys. I don't even know. They look like bats. And we're going to release them into their little cove. Oh, they are bats. I didn't actually think they were bats. Oh, look at this cute little guy. Oh, this guy's adorable. Jehalopterus, is that what they're called? And this little guy is William. He's kind of gonna be the mascot of this park. If anybody else tries to eat him, I have a problem with them. And as you can see, they do share their territory with everyone else, unfortunately, so I guess my cohabitation ideas didn't quite pan out the way that I thought they would. I don't know, this guy's going kind of far. Why are you going so far? You might get into trouble over here. Now we're gonna build another type of environment coming here to the left off of the Jehalopterus onto more of a mainland type area. And we're gonna be releasing the Barbadactylus in there. Now this guy needs some sand and some fish and some water. We're creating a stormy coastline over here. Since it's a coastline, half of it's gonna be water and half of it's gonna be actual like inhabitable space. We're gonna do this half as water. And we're gonna do sand on the other half. Now they're gonna need some fish along the side here, so let's start with that. We got some fish here, and we're gonna just do 2 right next to each other so that they'll hopefully stay over here. And it's a stormy coastline, so we want it to look like it's been beat up pretty good. Just some random crates that have washed up on shore right there. Random Stegosaurus cage right there. But then more importantly, we're gonna need tropical trees. So obviously this is gonna be a coastline, so there's gonna be these types of palm trees coming up. And we're gonna see if we can add some sand dunes. So there's one. And on the tops of these sand dunes, we're gonna have some dune grass. Like that. Let's go ahead and release this Barbadactylus. Oh, look at that pink one. This guy's cool. Yeah, head left. This is Gerald. He's the leader of the Barbadactylus, as well as the commander of this kind of stormy cove over here. Good, all 4 of them are over here. That's really good. Yeah, see how these guys are only on this side? These guys are only over here. So we're gonna release the rest of the pterosaurs where they best fit. But first, we need to go ahead and work on these guests. We've made it pretty far, but we've lost loved ones along the way. We still haven't reached 1 star, but we're about to work on making our guests happy, so we're gonna find out. Is it possible to reach 5 stars with a tiny flying ecosystem? Alright, and the first thing that these guests need are complete visibility over all of these dinosaurs, or not dinosaurs, pterosaurs. We're gonna need to be able to place some viewing platforms, and that's not gonna work, and none of these are gonna work. The difficulty here is we've built our environments so that it's difficult to place these. So let's see if we can use some other ones instead, like these viewing platforms, like which this one can cover that whole area, and a regular viewing gallery, which can just cover this whole area. And that's the thing, we don't need these aviary viewing galleries for everything. Next, we need to make sure that all of our guests can get here, since right now a lot of them can't. So we're going to be replacing pretty much all of our paths with main thoroughfares. Next, once we go into here, the transport rating is fine, but there's no shelters, accommodation, or restroom. We're gonna need to get some restrooms in here, like one right there. We're gonna need to get a large hotel. I guess we can put it right at the entrance. An emergency bunker. And this should all start to go up. We still need more shelters and restrooms. Let's start with the shelter. And now the restroom. Now we wait for this to be built, which is going to take 2 minutes. So in the meantime, let's go check on all of our leaders and see how they're doing. This is Kobold. Basically like a mini T-Rex, honestly. He's got high cohabitation, but he still has 86%, and this guy's at 90% with high cohabitation. Scourge is at 89%. Harvin the Merodactylus is at 78%. William, who is at 79%. Gerald, who's at 81%. So, oh man, this guy's color is so pretty. Oh, and look at that. Our hotel's done. So far, our park is coming together pretty nicely. We're filling out all of our guests well. We're not even at 1 star though. Getting to 5 stars is gonna be pretty difficult. With the park not even at 1 star, I knew that I had to release more pterosaurs. A lot more pterosaurs. So I got them all ready. Let's see who's getting along and who seems to be buddies right now. The Tropiognathus is still hanging out with the Merodactylus. Dimorphodon also seems to be hanging out over here, especially with the Zungaripidus. The Dimorphodon and the Zungaripidus seem to be buddies. And then it was time to release all of the pterosaurs which we had hatched. Geosternbergia, Ceradactylus, Thanatos-Draken, Pteranodon. Yeah, and this is a Pteranodon, and his name is Pterodactyl. I thought that was funny. And the Quetzalcoatlus. And this is Kobold. He's a pterosaur the size of an F-16 fighter jet, and he's a bit chaotic. Is he going to start fights and mess around, or just chill out and find a friend? This Quetzalcoatlus is basically a flying giraffe, but somehow it still works. And it's because of this type of crazy fact that almost everything about modern aviation, drones, and flying robots have been inspired by birds, bats, and yes, even prehistoric reptiles. So that's pretty cool to think about. Anybody else could be eaten in 1 bite. We've got so many guys in here. Oh, okay, so now we're getting some people that are uncomfortable. It's because they're cramped in such tight quarters. Currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 aviaries. We now have every single type of pterosaur inside this tiny aviary. Unfortunately, they're getting uncomfortable, so this challenge just got a lot harder. Is it going to be possible to get to 5 stars before all of these pterosaurs start killing each other? And which species are going to form alliances? We're gonna work on the guests, and we're gonna start with path capacity, because right now that seems to be the limiting factor. I think I might have to delete these 2 things. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go. Alright, what's next? Restroom, shelter. Oh yeah, the restroom and shelter makes sense because we took that away. Now what are you missing? Accommodation. So that means hotel. Let's start with getting some amenities in here. Now look at this. We got like Main Street down here, and I want to customize this. we're at almost 3.5 stars. So this is something we might be able to do. With the park at 3.5 stars, I knew I was going to have to release a lot more pterosaurs inside to draw the guests to the park. But the question was, could I be quick enough and get to 5 stars, or would chaos ensue? Oh my goodness, there's a lot of pterosaurs in here. Kobold and Scourge? Wait a minute. Kobold just killed Scourge? I didn't think you were gonna do that. So the Quetzos really don't like the Tropiognathus. Scourge, I honestly didn't think you would ever die. We better try to get our park to 5 stars and fast. A couple of the Merodactylus fighting for dominance. There seem to be quite a lot of tensions going on in our small aviary, but that's alright. Look how many pterosaurs there are. Joe, what's going on, Joe? Too much cohabitation. Oh. A Quetzal and a Merodactylus fight. Uh-oh. Yeah, this does not look great for the Merodactylus. And we have a Quetzal against a Thanatos Draken. Which is crazy because these Thanatos Drakens are huge, but the Quetzal just one-shot it. You don't like hanging out with people, do you? Well, you like hanging out with the Pterodactylus, apparently. We were getting really close with all the pterosaurs that we had, and I knew that by improving the guest satisfaction a little bit more, we could get to 5 stars. So that's what I worked on. Before we get to 5 stars, there's one last thing we need to do in honor of this park, and that is to create a decoration that summarizes everything that's gone on in this park. We want to create like a pterosaur. Let's go ahead and start with the beak. Oh, Merodactylus and Dimorphodon? No. Kobold, our Dimorphodon, died in a fight with Joe. Wait, I thought Kobold was our Quetzal. Where's our Quetzal? Oh, here he is. Oh, we did name him Kobold. Why do we have 2 kobolds? I don't know. We gotta go back to this decoration. Start with the beak. Now we need the eye right here. The head is gonna be blue. Alright, there we go. That's definitely the correct proportions. Body's gonna be gray. And now we need the feet. This does not look that bad. Can you guys tell me in the comments which pterosaur you think this is? The first person to get it right, I'll pin. Let's finish getting to 5 stars here. Now that we've barely managed to reach 5 stars, it's time to see how many total aviaries and flying reptiles it took. But first, we need to get these guys into ecosystems with just their friends that we found along the way in order to prevent all-out war. And now that we've reached 5 stars in the smallest possible aviary park, I'm going to be showing you where everybody ended up and who they ended up becoming friends with. Alright, so first, the wet marshland. And here we have all of the Tropiognathus along with the one surviving Merodactylus. Next we have the thick jungle ecosystem, and here ended up the Geosternbia as well as the Zungaripidus. We have Joe, Geosternbia, with his blue mohawk, who ended up in here, and he's doing all right. And we have the last of his species, Goober the Dungaripidus, and he is just chilling over here all by himself, very lonely. Next up, we have the stormy coastline, and in here we have the Pteranodons as well as the Baradactylus, or Barbaradactylus, whatever. Next, we have the abandoned wrecked ship, and this is where all the Quetzos as well, no, not the Quetzos, the Thanatos Drakens, as well as our little jalapenos are living. And we actually do still have William the jalapeno. I'm calling them jalapeno because honestly that's what their name looks like. Wait, a Dimorphodon is fighting a Pterodactylus? Yeah, so this is the first fight that I've ever seen with a Dimorphodon and a Pterodactylus, which brings us to, I think, our very last enclosure, and this is the Oasis, where we have the Quetzalcoatlus, the Dimorphodons, and the Pterodactylus all living together in harmony. We do have Kobold, the Quetzalcoatlus, who's our last named Quetzal.
In total, we had to use 8 aviaries and had 60 pterosaurs. We did make it to 5 stars, but only with massive amounts of cohabitation and uncomfort. Now, go watch this other video where I tried to make an ecosystem that rotated with each season.